Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Boy, oh boy, I've missed you. I hope you had a fantastic week and a great day. Well, I'm going to make sure that we end it on a high. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. Of course, we have the top stories, but apart from that, we have your favorites, Willis Ochieng, coming to us live and direct from Kilifi County. Of course, tackling those difficult pronunciations. But apart from that, nakwambia leo tuko na bonge la guest. Speaking about the one and only Mamito. So she's on her way here, but she has been having great news, one great news after another great news and another great news. So she's going to be talking to us about her upcoming show. It's called Maandamano Baby. So you know that time that watu walikuwa kwa street. I wonder what she was up to because Mamito surely. So it's going to be a fantastic 1 hour. Thank you so much for staying with us right here on TV47. This Friday begins now.
Tonight, President William Ruto says public universities are on course to achieve financial stability within the next 3 years thanks to the new university funding model.
It is also important to confirm that all students, including the young men and women studying at Scott Christian University and other private universities, are also eligible for financing under the model.
Also tonight, government raises concern over increased cases of mental health.
The injection of mental health into our insurance covers consultation, therapy sessions, medications, and even rehabilitation.
But the Social Health Authority will cover mental health. Conservation initiative to 13,000 acres set by the community to foster peace restores calm in Mukutani Forest.
Awali, hakuna mtu alikuwa anaingia hapa kwa miguu. Ukikuja hapa ukipatikana, lazima unaulizwa maswali.
Pefa Church says it will not refund any money contributed by politicians.
Kwa hivyo kuanzia sasa hivi tukiendelea bado tutazipokea sadaka zote na tutaziweka katika kazi.
So like I mentioned, it's going to be a fantastic 1 hour. Do talk to us on X. My handle is Betty M. Kialo. And of course, as you can see on your screens, my goodness, this lady, I mean, such an amazing comedian. We all love her online. And she's going to be talking to us, like I mentioned, about that upcoming show called Maandamano Baby. I'm sure it's going to be an interesting one. Well, I've always supported her, gone to her shows. She's won. Really funny lady. So I can't wait to talk to her later on tonight. I hear she's on her way. You know, in her condition, lazima tumpatie time. Yani pole pole. All right, so I want us to get straight to our show tonight. Of course, starting with our news and everything that we've been covering for you tonight. And let's begin, of course, our news with our top story. As millions of Kenyans grapple with different types of mental-related illnesses, the Ministry of Health says the Social Health Authority is catering for mental health ailments from consultation, medication, and rehabilitation. And PS Mary actually had this to say about this particular issue.
Mental illness is still a menace in the country, with recent statistics indicating that Kenya is the 4th country in Africa leading in mental health illnesses, with at least 10.9 million Kenyans distressed.
Sasa unakuta watu wengi wana shida hii kwa sababu hakuna dawa ambazo wanapata, hakuna ushauri wanaopata, hakuna wataalamu wa kutosha katika sehemu hii.
Kakamega is the 3rd leading county in mental illnesses, a move that prompted stakeholders to hold a one-day conference to deliberate on this matter. The youth are said to be the most affected with mental illness, especially going by the June and July Gen Z protest, where many youth were injured by the police.
Wanaoshiriki katika migomo huwa ni wale ambao wamezongwa na mawazo, wamekuwa na shida nyingi mpaka wanafikia kiwango hicho.
Government has been urged to set aside a budget that will help address mental health.
Even in terms of allocation, it doesn't have much allocation as any other ailment in Kenya.
Public Health Principal Secretary Mary Muthoni says mental health services will be comprehensively covered under the Social Health Authority.
The injection of mental health into our insurance cover covers consultation, therapy sessions, medications, and even rehabilitation.
The Ministry of Health has equally raised concerns over the increasing number of Kenyans affected by different types of mental illnesses, which account for 13% of the entire disease burden in Kenya. The government saying it is putting in place measures to address this.
Anybody out there who could be having mental health illness should be able to come out and seek medical attention. Register with the Social Health Authority, and when you go to hospital, you will be treated.
Meanwhile, the Social Health Authority has disbursed 1.36 billion Kenya shillings. The amount represents more than 52% of the total claims value for the month. In October, a total of 217,700 claims were submitted by 2,382 hospitals, amounting to 2.6 billion Kenya shillings. To date, 53,554 claims have been paid, benefiting 1,195 hospitals. The remaining 164,146 claims, valued at approximately 1.2 billion Kenya shillings, are currently undergoing final verification. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47.
All right, moving on. President William Ruto now says that public universities are on course to achieving financial stability within the next 3 years. Well, thanks, of course, to the university funding model. Now, the president expressed confidence that the new model will address financial challenges facing universities in the country, as Ruga Eval now tells us.
Speaking at the 59th Graduation at Scott Christian University in Machakos Town, Machakos County, President William Ruto said that public universities are on course to achieving financial stability within the next 3 years, thanks to the new university funding model.
It is not right that we continue a model that has created huge debts. And that is why I am deliberate, I am intentional, and I am focused on making sure that we have a model that does not, again, take our university education to where we have it with 120 billion debt.
The president said the new student-centered funding model is addressing financial challenges that nearly brought public universities to their knees. By implementing the new model, he said the government was able to provide 41 billion Kenyan shillings in student loans and scholarships to universities within a year.
The report of the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms, led by Professor Raphael Munavu last year, recommended a student-centered higher education financing model, which we adopted. By implementing this model, the government was able to disburse 41 billion shillings in student loans and scholarships to universities within a year.
The funding system is categorized into bands based on family income. Under Band 1, students with a monthly income of up to 5,995 will receive the most substantial support, while Band 2 has been categorized on a monthly income between 5,995 Kenyan shillings and 23,670. Band 3 runs between 23,000 to 70,000 Kenyan shillings, while Bands 4 and 5 monthly income ranges from 70,000 Kenyan shillings to 119,000 Kenyan shillings. By the year 2022, public universities had accumulated debts exceeding 120 billion Kenyan shillings, and 23 out of 40 of them were at the risk of closure.
I know it has done big damage to this university, and that is why I took the responsibility to sort out the challenges that bedeviled the old model.
The president noted with concern that the government owes Scott Christian University 460 million Kenyan shillings under the old funding model, greatly hampering the institution's operations and leading to its temporary closure. President William Ruto said private university students are eligible to apply for funding under the new model through the Higher Education Loans Board so that all eligible students have a chance at higher education. Ruga Evil, TV47.
All right, now the number of police officers killed in the line of duty reduced this year compared to previous years. Now, between November 2023 and November 2024, 29 officers lost their lives in the line of duty, down from 37 officers killed in the same period last year. And as Samira Mohammed details, the majority of officers killed were victims of attack by terrorists and bandits. Take a look.
With only few days left before the year ends, leaders, families and friends of fallen officers gathered to pay their last respects to the 29 fallen heroes during a memorial service at the Embakasi AP Training College. While paying their respect to the dedicated men in uniform, they reminisced over their dedication and commitment they now hold so dear, referring to them as heroes who sacrificed their lives for their country.
Today is another solemn occasion that we gather here for the 6th year in a row to honor our sons and daughters who've given selfless service to this country.
Their dedication inspires us to continue serving our country with integrity, resilience, and deep sense of duty.
According to a report by the National Police Service, between November 2023 and November 2024, 29 officers lost their lives in the line of duty, down from 37 officers killed in the same period last year. Statistics indicating a reduction in the number of officers killed compared to the previous year. This bringing the total number of officers who have been killed in the last 3 years to 120.
We are gathered here in solemn remembrance of 29 gallant officers who died in the line of duty during the past 1 year.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi stated that the government is committed to roll out the benevolent fund for the families of police and prisons officers who lost their lives while executing their mandate to enhance the benefits left behind to families and dependents.
It also challenges us to support the families of the officers who are breadwinners of their families and departed at a young age. They need our emotional support and resources to continue meeting daily needs. The government encourages the police and prison services leadership to use compassionate initiatives to support these families.
Samira Mohammed for TV47, Nairobi.
Well, thanks, Samira. Now, tonight, ODM interim party leader Professor Anyang' Nyong'o has defended the Orange Party in the wake of fresh divisions pitting the party's 4 cabinet secretaries and Secretary General Edwin Sifuna. Now, Nyong'o, in a statement, said that the party has not lost its identity and will not play second fiddle to any political party, despite the party's key figures in the broad-based government pledging to defend President William Ruto to the hilt. Apollo Kamau has the details.
Song and dance reigned at the 26th
ODM interim leader Professor Anyang' Nyong'o has moved in to consolidate the ODM party in the wake of fresh wrangles and conflicting statements that threaten President William Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's political deal. The divisions stem from a statement made by Mining Cabinet Secretary Hassan Joho, threatening Kenyans that the government will deal with those criticizing government projects. A statement disowned by Party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, who maintains ODM does not have a deal with UDA.
We will come for you, my friend. Tuko na mdomo kama wewe. Ukileta tunaleta. Ukichoma tunachoma.
Mheshimiwa Joho anavyozungumza sasa amesahau kwamba yeye ni waziri. Yeye si mwanasiasa ambaye anaweza kuzungumza mambo alikuwa anazungumza. Hawezi kutisha Wakenya. Kwanza, kama kuna kitu ambacho viongozi nilidhani kwamba tumejifunza mwaka huu, ni kwamba lazima tuzungumze kwa heshima kwa wananchi.
Nyong'o, in his statement, says let there be no misunderstanding ODM does not play second fiddle or trumpet the interests of any other political party, despite Odinga's CSs, Joho, Wandai and Minority Leader Junet Mohamed now singing President Ruto's tune.
Jana nimeongea hapa Taita Taveta, naona wengine wananirukia, Junet bana, mdomo ni yangu, siasa ni yangu. Wakati tuliingia wamama vile wanavaa, waliambia wamama walisema my dress my choice. Mimi pia nasema my politics my choice.
Utovu wa nidhamu. Unajua mwanasiasa akisimama ukimpatia microphone uwezi regulate ile kitu anasema. Lakini ni vizuri nilisikia mmoja akisema mdomo ni yake, siasa ni yake. Hiyo ni sawa.
The Orange Party has further defended its decision to be co-opted into government, saying from time to time it may choose to form alliances and coalitions with other parties or groups that align with its objectives and vision for Kenya. Such partnerships, the party said, are not acts of subservience, but deliberate efforts to strengthen the resolve in achieving its primary goal, capturing political power to transform the lives of Kenyans. Ruto and Odinga have been throwing hints of a 2027 mega political deal, despite ODM insisting it will have a presidential candidate in 2027. Apol Kamau, TV47.
Now, Supreme Court Judge Isaac Lenaola has raised questions about Kenya's judicial online systems following an outage at a time when the impeachment proceedings of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua were being heard in court. While speaking at the regional conference on the use of AI, digital and social media in elections in Kenya, Lenaola questioned why the system procured 2 years ago went down at such a moment.
Those of you who followed the Rigiji saga will remember that at some point the judiciary website, the online filing system, went down. I want you to carry this question into 2027. Why did that online platform collapse? Why did the firewalls that we created before 2022 suddenly become vulnerable? And imagine what may happen in 2027. I will say no more, but think about it.
Now, Mount Kenya University today held its 26th graduation ceremony with over 7,000 graduates awarded and conferred with various degrees. Sheila Chelangat reports of the pomp and color at the ceremony, whose theme was internationalization of university education towards development of a global competitive workforce.
Song and dance reigned at the 26th graduation ceremony of the Mount Kenya University, all in high spirits as they get the taste of the fruits of their hard work. Universities have been urged to provide capacity to the economy by providing a workforce that can produce ideas that will better the society.
The University Council, in particular, is supportive of program reviews by the university management in response to national and global labor demands.
I am confident that MKU has given you the opportunity to attain all the necessary competences needed in your area of specialization.
Mount Kenya University has endeavored to create campuses within and without Kenya, to which this growth has been commended as a hub of manpower.
This university, Mount Kenya University, is renowned for its involvement with the wider community. No longer can universities operate just in an ivory tower detached from society.
Everybody's open to being employed and study at the same time and be just excellent in school and, of course, at work.
Graduates excited of what the future holds as they dive into the job market.
It has been a journey that for me looks like a dream come true. But it's finally here. So I can't be grateful enough more than this. I'm so excited.
7,484 students graduated today with various degrees, diplomas and certificates offered at the institution. Sheila Chelangat for TV47.
All right, now the PEFA Church says it will and can never return any monetary contribution from the political class. Now, the church leadership spoke in Mombasa, contrary to what the Catholic and Anglican churches have been pushing. And as Arnold Adidi now tells us, the church has welcomed the politicians in its 3,000 branches across the country.
Barely a week after the Catholic and the Anglican Church top leadership ordered the refund of millions of shillings donated by President William Ruto, among other leaders, today the PEFA Church clergy have emerged with a contrary opinion. Speaking at Mzuqa PEFA Church in Mombasa County, the church leadership firmly stated that all the 6,000 PEFA churches will not refund any politicians' offerings, in fact welcoming the offering.
Sisi kama PEFA turudishi sadaka kwa sababu hatuwezi kujua hizi sadaka zimetoka wapi unless tuwe na mikakati ya kuziangalia. Tunashukuru wote, ila tunasema sadaka ikitolewa isitangazwe. Itolewe kama sadaka, na ikitolewa sisi kama PEFA tutaziweka katika kazi ya Mungu.
The PEFA church leaders further defended the place of monetary offerings in church development while downplaying any form of government censorship on tithes and offerings. They stated that only churches that run businesses should pay taxes.
Biashara zote ni sawa mbele ya sheria. Hakuna biashara ambao ni ya kanisa na ya mtu raia. Biashara zote. Lakini ushuru kwa sadaka na kwa fungu la 10 na pesa za ujenzi, hizo zimekuja kwa makusudi maalum, isije katoshwa ushuru. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu yule ametoa hiyo sadaka tayari, kama ni mfanyikazi ashalipa ushuru.
Ndani kama Wakenya wanapinga kila kitu, na ni kwamba tu kuna mambo fulani tu ambao labda wanatofautiana, lakini si kwamba wanapinga, na ningeomba tu kwamba serikali ikapate kuangalia hilo jambo.
Last week, an Anglican bishop in Bungoma received 5 million Kenya shillings contribution from President Ruto, but was ordered to return the money by the church leadership.
Hatuna kipimometa ambayo inaweza kupima zako zimetoka wapi na zangu zimetoka wapi. Hayo mengine tunaachia Mungu ambao atahukumu kila moja. Tusichukue hukumu zaidi.
Arnold Adidi, TV47.
Now, the Mzuqa Fest Caravan Dollar Edition has today marked the second day of its 6-day tour within the Nyanza region. Now, the TV47 and Radio 47 crews spent the better part of the day in Oyugis, Rangwe, Erodi, Homa Bay, and Kendu Bay. Hundreds of residents from the area have turned out to enjoy the fun and gift hampers. The caravan will be headed to Kakamega County tomorrow before making its final stop at the Jomo Kenyatta Mamboleo in Kisumu County, of course. Now, the Rumba Kings Kofi Olomide, Zaiko Langalanga, and Ohangla's Prince Inda will be among those who will be performing.
KUPA ni welfare ambayo imesajiliwa rasmi na serikali ya taifa la Kenya under Societies Act. KUPA inasaidia wakati umepoteza mpendwa wako. KUPA inakulipia mochari wiki 2, inasafirisha mwili, inavalisha mwili nguo, inakupatia gazebo, tent trolley na lowering gear. Hizo ni moja kati ya zile vitu ambazo KUPA inafanya.
Lengo kubwa ni kuhakikisha kwamba nyinyi wote mnaingia pale Mzuqa Fest Mamboleo Stadium tarehe 14 Disemba mwezi huu. So karibuni sana wote. Kama hujajipatia ticket, ingia hapa kwa mtickets.com. Download ticket ya kwako, lipia, alafu tukutanie pale Mamboleo Stadium tuweze kujivinjari, kwa sababu Mzuqa Fest tunakutana Mamboleo Stadium, tukuwe na wasanii wengi sana, kina Prince Inda, Kofi Olomide, Madanje Perimeter, pia vile vile Apesi, Zaiko Langalanga Band. MCs of course ni wale wetu tu, kina Big Boys of Radio ambao ni Mwashumbe Mwakideu, Ketkulo, Dr. Fweneke, miongoni mwa wengine. Usikose, tukutane Kisumu Dala Wabiro.
Jeff is so excited. Of course, we are also excited, looking forward to that amazing festival. Of course, it's going to be happening on the 14th of December. So make sure uchukue tickets so that 14th December tukutane pale Jomo Kenyatta Stadium for some amazing rumba. Kofi Olomide, Prince Inda, and of course Langalanga will be, of course, performing. I'll be there, and I hope to see you. So get your tickets. All right, now moving on to some business news now. And Mining Cabinet Secretary Hassan Joho has hailed Kilifi County for its growing focus on attracting investment. While speaking at the official opening of the Kilifi International Investment Conference at Vipingo Ridge, Joho emphasized that the event highlighted Kilifi as a key investment hub in Kenya, while he added that the conference would help position the county within the global competitive market. Joho also urged counties across the country to create a favorable environment for both the local and international investors to unlock more economic opportunities.
To shape the brighter future of Kilifi. As we gather to explore investment opportunities, let us reflect on the immense potential that lie within our counties and the critical steps we must take to unlock it. One such step is ensuring that counties create an enabling environment for investments. We live in a globally competitive world, and investors will always gravitate towards regions offering the best incentives. Tax breaks, land allocations for strategic projects, and streamlined processes for approvals and licensing are just some examples of how counties can attract meaningful investment.
This conference has been a platform for impactful partnerships. I am thrilled to announce the signing of several strategic memorandums of understanding that will catalyze Kilifi's growth and prosperity.
Now, the National Treasury only submitted 59 billion shillings for pensions in the last financial year, less than half of the pledged 189 billion. Now, the funds, according to the Exchequer, were channeled into paying the interest for pending 11 trillion shillings in outstanding debt owed by the country, and other leakages going as high as 2 billion shillings each day. And as Hibak said, now tells us, despite pension being treated as a first charge in the national budget, 260,000 pensioners are left in limbo due to the fiscal negligence and outright public fund theft.
About 8% of Kenya's gross domestic product is lost annually due to fund mismanagement, translating to about $5 billion. This cuts into crucial development funding and money meant to settle pension funds for servants in the 6 months to December 2023. For a common pension receiver, about 61% of their net wages should come back to them as a pension. But for 260,000 Kenyans or so, this fate hangs in the balance due to negligence that has robbed them of the comforts of old age.
However, those who are 45 years and older, as of January 1, 2021, remain in the pay-as-you-go system, meaning the government continues to bear the full cost of their pension liabilities.
We have quite a task to put together the resources to pay the debt.
The Controller of Budget, Dr. Margaret Nyakango, has revealed that the government did not remit the pension for the first half of the financial year 2023-2024 to the Public Service Superannuation Scheme.
And what always comes to my mind is how can we reduce waste? For instance, can we reduce commitment fees? Can we reduce late payment fees and penalties?
The Controller of the Budget confirmed that while 189 billion shillings was budgeted for pension this year, underfunding from the Exchequer meant that while the government reported that it had spent 82.3 billion shillings on pensions, it had paid only 59.01 billion Kenyan shillings. The sum of around 23 billion is completely unaccounted for and lost between commitment and disbursement. Upon inquiry, Retirement Benefits Authority CEO Charles Mashira affirmed that the cash crunch has debilitated payments, but the sector is pushing for value proposition in the future to remedy this.
That we need to give a value proposition on how we can get more people joining pension funds by giving them solutions that are attractive, not the paperwork that we currently have.
This as pension sector players such as CPF outlined a number of solutions for the government.
We are saying you can actually start funding this liability now by possibly putting aside, you could even put aside annually 50 billion into a funded arrangement and invest it. I can assure you with the multiplier effect of compounding of investment income, you will be able to tackle this challenge in the next 5 to 10 years.
Until a complete dynamic shift is actualized, almost 300,000 pensioners will remain in limbo. Hibak Said for TV47.
All right. Wow, I didn't get that countdown. I was just here talking to Mamito. She's already here in studio. She looks fantastic. All right, so before we get to Mamito, all right, let me calm down. Now, Airtel Money has today announced a judicial transaction fee offer for payable transactions, offering to give back the transaction fee incurred on making payments to Airtel pay bills. Well, in the new changes, Airtel Money will be giving back 50% of the transaction fee as airtime on each transaction, giving its customers a tangible benefit in return. Well, this incentive allows customers to enjoy the convenience of mobile payments while still receiving the benefits of airtime.
Yeah, we launched a Judicial for customers who are cashing out at an agent, who are withdrawing their money at an agent. And because of the popularity that we saw with that particular product and service that we're offering customers, we said we have partnered with all these partners. If you look at some of our key partners like banks, KCB banks say they have 1.2 million points that customers can actually access services from a merchant point of view.